fuck them. Listen to me. Listen to me clearly. Anything that is released related to the private life of Dr. King, anything released from the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover and his COINTEL program is full of shit. They tried to get King to kill himself. They doctored tapes. They sent stuff to Coretta Scott King. I absolutely believe nothing, absolutely nothing that comes from this FBI as it relates to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and J. Edgar Hoover's name shouldn't even be on the FBI building here in Washington, D.C., because he was a racist, corrupt, evil son of a bitch. And that should be the reaction every Black America gives when anything comes out about Dr. King released from this federal government and from this FBI. Let me explain to y'all what's about to happen. What's about to happen. In 5 or 6 years, the FBI so-called recordings of Dr. King were set to be released. Those will now be released. The FBI, who I simply do not believe, claims that Dr. King, they have recordings of Dr. King having affairs, involved in orgies. They claim that he was with a white prostitute in Las Vegas. And these were all notes. David Garrow wrote a story. No American media entity would run the story. So he went to a small outlet overseas. And there were the notes, and these notes were a part of the JFK papers at the I think Library of Congress or National Archives. And so he wrote a story based upon the notes. So Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, when he did all his videos trashing King, oh, we shouldn't be celebrating him. Let me explain to you why they doing this here. I just want y'all to understand what's about to come down. They are going to try to completely destroy the legacy of Dr. King. I guarantee you, when these papers are released and you get the recordings and all the stuff from the FBI, people are gonna say, take his name off of streets, take his name off of elementary schools. We should not have programs honoring him. We should not have scholarship programs. He was not a moral man. I'm telling y'all, don't think for a second that this executive order signed by Trump, is all about, let's just get at the truth of what happens. I'm telling y'all right now, and let me just be on record right now, in advance of whatever is released. And I'm just gonna say this here, and I remember, and I'm gonna quote my dear alpha brother, Andrew Young, when I asked him this question. I think we actually got it on tape as well in the interview that I did with him in Atlanta, when I asked him about this very thing, and he said, fuck them. Listen to me clearly. Anything that is released related to the private life of Dr. King, who was not a perfect man, no man or woman is perfect. Anything released from the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover and his COINTEL program is full of shit.
But listen very carefully to this. We need to brace for this because, I think about some of the most brilliant thinkers, theologians we have, everybody from Jeremiah Wright to Vashti McKenzie. And, that world is a world that is populated by human beings. And we often hold our people to standards that other people don't. And I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I'm saying that we don't allow our people to be human. And Dr. King didn't make it 40 years old. And I'm glad you evoked David Garrow. David Garrow is a first-class researcher. He's done so much important work Anybody get his book Rising Sun on Barack Obama, you won't look at Obama the same. It always cracks me up when people say, yeah, I'm critical of Obama. And people opening their mouths and have never read one word of one sentence, one paragraph of one page of anything about Barack Obama. You read David Garrow, you look at the whole world differently. But and even Jonathan Ives' recent book on King came out a couple of summers ago, but it doesn't displace what Martin Luther King did. Unlike the young girl lover Matt Gaetz, unlike the convicted sexual predator Donald Trump, unlike damn near the whole Republican Party, Dr. King gave his life for everybody, regardless of color. And so I'll just end with this, and I just want to underscore what you said, Roland, and really, really, really support what you said, every word of it. And please, people, when these tapes are revealed, and they're only revealed because they want to take who they think is the champion, the central figure representing the moral standard of African people, which is the only reason there is a funky criminal enterprise called United States of America. Let's be very clear about that. And I don't think that it's going to take a century to claw back, because I don't think the United States is going to be here in a century, not in the current form. Not in its current form. I think it's inevitable. That's why they're pulling out the stops now. Steve Bannon is very clear about this, and I join him shoulder to shoulder and say, you're absolutely right, Mr. Bannon. Y'all don't have another play but this. This is the only play you have, and it's going to fail. It's going to fail. Anytime the damn ADL is supporting Elon Musk, who is openly supporting the AfD in Germany, a damn neo-Nazi party, it's very clear that everybody going for themselves. So guess what? We are too. But when they come for Dr. King and the way they're going to come for Dr. King, any one of you Negroes that runs out and talking about taking down a statue or rejecting Martin Luther King, I want you to keep that same energy for every one of these sexually frustrated, late at night punk deviants who are running this government and running industry. Because if you think you can measure Martin Luther King by a standard and not measure them by the standard, then you are betraying not only our people, you're betraying your own humanity.